So this is how it begins, not with a headline or a trophy ceremony, but with a warning shot heard around the WNBA. Caitlin Clark isn't just redefining women's basketball, she's rewriting the league's identity in real time. Her impact isn't symbolic, it's seismic. New fans, ticket buyers, and jersey owners didn't fall in love with Indiana. They fell in love with her. And now, the storm clouds are gathering. Because if Clark walks away, she's not going alone. She's taking the future of the WNBA with her, and fans are already packing their emotional bags. They don't call her the face of the league for fun. They mean it. This isn't hype, it's mathematics. Viewership surges, arena sellouts, a $660,000 merch bomb that exploded in the faces of skeptics. You can track her impact down to the decimal, and it spells one thing: lifeline. But inside the Indiana Fever's house of mirrors, it's like they're trying not to see it. Management whispers strategy. Fans shout revolution. And in the middle of it all, Caitlin Clark keeps showing up, keeps performing, keeps being everything. And somehow, that still might not be enough to save the Fever from themselves. Then came the ad. Gatorade tried to ride the wave, slapping "Let Her Cook" across the screen like a celebration. But it didn't hit. It crashed. Because the line didn't feel like empowerment, it felt like a jab. A kitchen joke masquerading as support. The message was loud and clear. The league's biggest stars being misused off the court and disrespected on it. Fans didn't laugh. They lit up. Social media exploded. PR teams scrambled. And suddenly, a brand deal meant to boost the league's image became a cautionary tale about failing to read the room when the room was on fire. The backlash wasn't just noise, it was confirmation. Confirmation that something's deeply broken between Clark and the system built to showcase her. This wasn't just about one commercial. It was about 1,000 moments, awkward interviews, clipped answers, sideline glares. The distance between how Clark is marketed and how she's treated is no longer subtle. It's jarring. She's in every commercial break, but gets iced during crunch time. Fans aren't stupid. They see it. They feel it. And they're done playing along with a charade that insults their intelligence and their loyalty. Because here's the thing, Clark's fans aren't bandwagon jumpers. They're not here for a social trend. They are diehards, converted, baptized, and fully committed. They formed a new church, and Caitlin Clark is a gospel. When she speaks, they listen. When she plays, they show up. But when she gets benched, disrespected, or sidelined, they react. And their message is crystal clear. This is a one-woman movement, not just fandom, migration. If she goes, they go, period. And the numbers don't lie. Polls show overwhelming evidence. If Clark leaves the Fever, most of her new fan base will abandon the team overnight. Gone, vanished, empty seats, echoes in arenas. These aren't Indiana Fever fans in the traditional sense. These are Caitlin Clark disciples, and their allegiance has nothing to do with geography. Their jerseys don't represent state pride. They represent a symbol, a moment, a fire starter. Wherever she plays, that's their team. It could be Vegas, New York, or the damn moon. As long as she's there, they're watching. But inside the locker room, the temperature's different. It's cold, icy. There's tension in every timeout, every press conference, every glance. Stephanie White's coaching style doesn't scream, "Empower your star." It whispers, "Contain her." And that containment is starting to look a lot less like structure and a lot more like sabotage. While veterans are praised for shooting 2 for 14, Clark gets scolded for one contested three. Let that sink in. One player gets a pat on the back for bricking a night away. Another gets benched for trying to win. Game after game, the pattern repeats. The Fever are down. The crowd waits for Clark to take over. But instead, the offense flows through anyone but her. She moves off ball like a decoy in her own movie. And every time she gains momentum, boom, the plan yanks the ball out of her hands. Fans shout, "Let her cook." But it's like someone keeps turning off the stove. You don't need a degree in coaching to see what's happening here. It's not about spacing. It's not about team chemistry. It's about control. Meanwhile, Clark's doing her job, and then some. 30-point games, viral assists, full arenas, and yet praise is nowhere to be found. Instead, she gets post-game lectures about humility and earning her spot. Really? After saving your season? After saving your franchise? She isn't asking for crown. She already wears it. And still, it's like she's being punished for the league's own good fortune. as if her excellence came too fast, too loud, too soon. Like the gatekeepers weren't ready to hand over the keys, even when she rebuilt the whole house. And then came the Olympic snub. Caitlin Clark, fresh off a 30-point heater, left off Team USA. The excuse? She'll have her time. Translation, she needs to wait her turn. But for what? To win more hearts? To sell more tickets? There's no logical reason to keep your biggest global star off the biggest global stage, unless ego is steering the ship. Diana Taurasi's farewell tour took priority over the future of the sport. A goodbye gift wrapped in disrespect. Fans were furious, but Clark stayed composed, as always. But make no mistake, that was a line in the sand. This all adds up to one undeniable truth. The fans see everything, and they are not sticking around to watch their star be dimmed. This isn't a team struggling to find rhythm. This is a franchise fumbling a once-in-a-generation opportunity. You don't get a Caitlin Clark every draft. You don't get her once a decade. She fell in your lap, and now you're running plays that leave her parked in the corner while bricks fly like pigeons at a city park. It's not just bad basketball, it's offensive decision-making. Yet somehow, behind closed doors, the game plan remains the same. Downplay Clark, prop up the vets, and stick to the old ways. But guess what? The old ways didn't pack arenas. They didn't break viewership records. They didn't turn sports dads and casuals into diehard fans buying jerseys at gas stations. Caitlin did. And if the Fever can't see that, they don't deserve her. Because Clark isn't just changing the game, she is the game now. And the world's watching how you treat her. It's wild to think about, but this could have all been so simple. Embrace the phenom. Build around her. Celebrate her rise. Instead, we got politics, petty drama, thinly veiled jealousy in game planning form. And now, the warning sirens are blaring. The fans are making noise. The sponsors are paying attention. And the pressure is mounting. Because you can't sell out Clark's image to every brand from Nike to garden hoses and then treat her like a glorified bench warmer on national TV. That's not balance, that's betrayal. And still, Caitlin Clark keeps showing up, keeps lacing up, keeps turning hardwood into headline. She walks into each game with the weight of a league on her shoulders and a target on her back, and still finds a way to dazzle. But you can't keep asking your golden goose to deliver gold and then lock her in the cage during the fourth quarter. That's not leadership. That's fear in a coach's whistle. And it's starting to show. The cracks in the foundation aren't subtle anymore. They're screaming. And Clark, calm as ever, just keeps performing while the walls tremble around her. The fans aren't confused. They're insulted because they've seen this movie before, where the system eats its star, then cries when the lights go out. The difference is this time, the star brought receipts. Social media is flooded with breakdowns, stats, clips, timelines. Side by side of Caitlin Clark cooking on national TV, while the team runs pick and rolls like it's 2003. These aren't fringe voices anymore. They're analysts, commentators, former players, people who know the game, and they're all asking the same question. Why are the Fever treating Caitlin Clark like a problem instead of a solution? And now, the loyalty test has begun. It's not theoretical anymore. Fans are looking at other teams. Vegas, New York, Phoenix. They're not waiting for a trade rumor, they're manifesting it. Group chats are lit. Travel plans are in motion. They're learning new zip codes, booking flights for teams she might join. This isn't fandom. This is escape prep. This is what happens when a franchise breaks trust with a one player keeping them relevant. If Indiana doesn't act fast, they won't just lose Clark. They'll lose the cultural momentum they never earned in the first place. It's almost poetic, tragic, even. A rookie walks into the league, becomes a sensation overnight, and is met with resistance instead of celebration. This isn't some diva throwing tantrums. This is a professional doing her job better than anyone expected and being punished for it. It's like watching a gifted student get held back because a teacher doesn't want to update the lesson plan. Clark didn't ask to carry the WNBA on her back, but she did it anyway. And now, all she's asking for is a chance to play the game the way she knows how. Unleashed, undeniable, unapologetic. But what's happening instead? She's being micromanaged into irrelevance, kept in a box while less efficient players chuck up shot after shot. It's baffling. She drops 23 points and 15 assists and gets a shrug. Another player goes 2 for 14 and gets a standing ovation. The message? Fit in, stay quiet, don't outshine the room. But here's the truth. Caitlin Clark is the room. She didn't kick the door open. She built a new one. And if the league won't walk through it, she'll find one that will. Because at this point, she doesn't need the WNBA. The WNBA needs her. And they know it. That's the part that stings. You can feel the power struggle bubbling beneath every timeout huddle, every post-game presser. The vibe isn't let's build around her. It's let's tame her, as if her greatness is a problem to solve instead of a gift to amplify. But movements don't shrink. They grow, they adapt, and Clark's movement is already too big for containment. Every night she steps on the court, she's not just playing a game, she's representing millions of fans. Young girls, old school hoop heads, and everyone who dare to believe the WNBA could be bigger. So what happens next? That depends on whether Indiana and the league finally wake up, because the leash is getting shorter, not on Caitlin, but on them. Fans are fed up. Media is circling. Brands are watching closely. And Caitlin? She's still dropping dimes, still selling out arenas, still doing impossible with grace. But don't mistake her patience for passivity. If she decides to walk, she won't look back. And the crater she leaves behind, the WNBA may never recover. Not from the loss of her, but from the exodus of everyone she brought with her. This is the part of the story where the hero usually gets tested. But Clark already passed her test. She changed the game. The question now is whether the game will change for her. And if it doesn't, she'll rewrite the rules somewhere else. Because legends don't wait for invitations. They demand them. And right now, the WNBA has a front row seat to history, and they're acting like it's just another Tuesday. That's not just a missed opportunity. That's malpractice. That's a masterclass in how to fumble generational talent on the world stage. So when fans say, if she leaves, we leave, believe them. They're not bluffing. They're not emotional. They're enlightened. They didn't fall in love with the logo. They fell in love with a legacy. And that legacy is being mishandled in real time. Every possession, every headline, every awkward Gatorade ad and late game substitution tells the same story. The system still doesn't get it. Still doesn't see the value of what it has. Still doesn't understand that Caitlin Clark isn't a player on a roster. She is the roster. And here we are, on the edge of something massive. Either the fever adjusts, the league adapts, and the brightest star in basketball gets the platform she deserves, or they watch it all collapse under the weight of ego, fear, and outdated thinking. Because one way or another, Caitlin Clark will rise. The question is whether she does it with Indiana or in spite of them. And by then, it won't matter who finally believes. The damage will already be done. The lights will already be out. And the silence will speak louder than any headline ever could. And still, Clark keeps showing up, keeps balling out, keeps proving why she's not just a rookie, but a revolution. She's the kind of star you build around, not break down. The kind of generational talent that turns a sport from niche to necessary. And yet, game after game, she's being treated like a supporting act. It's not just frustrating, it's insulting. And if you think the fans don't notice, you haven't been online. They're watching, they're tracking, they're planning for a future where Indiana is just a bad memory and Clark shines somewhere else. Because here's the twist no one saw coming. This isn't just a WNBA storyline. It's an extinction-level event waiting to happen. You lose Clark, you lose everything. The attention, the growth, the hope, it's all tied to her. And when the lights go out in Indiana, they won't just go dim, they'll go black. Overnight, no warning, just silence where there used to be screaming crowds. And the next team that picks her up, that team becomes the new face of women's basketball. Instantly. Because wherever Caitlin Clark goes, the WNBA follows. In the end, Clark was never asking to be handed the keys. She earned them. She earned every headline, every chant, every sold-out arena. And yet, they're still trying to shrink her into a system that doesn't work. Still pretending that keeping her humble is more important than keeping her happy. But here's the reality. She's done waiting for permission. Caitlin Clark isn't the future. She's a present. And the question isn't whether she'll shine. It's whether the WNBA will finally step aside and let her light all the way up.